take it to Africa. So the biggest hydropower project goes live, and it goes live in Ethiopia. So it was a 5 billion grand Ethiopian GERD. I'm going to say GERD because I don't know how to pronounce that word.
No, it's the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Oh, yeah, Renaissance Dam. Okay, cool. Yeah. So Ethiopian inauguration of the 5 billion Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Now the largest hydro facility in Africa with a capacity of 5,150 megawatts.
Yeah.
What's the other one that we got?
But kilowatts?
Before, I mean the other hydropower stations. No, the hydropower stations that we have.
Oh.
There are none.
Where? In South Africa?
No,
Or just
in Africa. In Africa.
Okay, no.
No, there is the Kariba Dam. In Zimbabwe, yes. They also have one. Yeah, there aren't many, but I think, but you're right, yeah. I think, yeah, you're right. There aren't many.
So about 45%, I'm just stand to be corrected on the statistics, of Ethiopia doesn't have access to electricity. So because of
45%.
this,
That's a lot.
it's a big
Like
number.
there's zero, like nothing.
Zero. There's homes that have never had
Like never had
electricity,
electricity,
that are about to experience electricity for the first time. And because it's so much, they're
That's
now
crazy.
they're now able to, even after they power their homes, if there's enough left over, they can start exporting the electricity.
Wow,
to
they're even thinking
neighboring-
about exporting.
Yeah, this is a
there's levels,
massive
man.
thing.
Just make sure there's just one line that's leading down to South Africa, because just in case,
So they've been building
Just in
this
case.
dam for 14 years now.
Yeah.
And it's finally complete. If it was South Africa, the corruption would have taken place in the first 6 months. You would have had
Man, that 5 billion would be looted so quickly.
You understand?
So quickly.
That time it's in dollars.
But guys, it's incredible and
$5
also disturbing that first one is 2025 and some people had never seen electricity. They're human beings that just live in places where there's no electricity. And okay, I'm not talking about like people who got illegal settlements in Orange Farm there or something like that. There's the people who actually, they probably grew up there.
Just due to infrastructure and you just don't have it.
Yeah, and they're used to it. And you know where that $5 billion came from?
Where did it come from?
Over 90% was domestic funding, which includes contribution from everyday Ethiopians.
Oh.
The people in the country came together and they were like, let's build this dam. And it spans across the Nile River, which now we think is a great thing, but Egypt is not happy.
They're not happy about
Of course. The escalations, obviously, of tensions. When something great is happening, somebody, somewhere, somehow is actually not in agreement with that. So apparently these guys, they fear the dam will interrupt their water supply.
Yes.
Because apparently the Nile, it flows to the Nile, right? So
So the Nile ends in Egypt. It starts in the middle of Africa. So if you look at the map, it seems as though it's flowing up. So it flows from south to north and dips out in like in Egypt.
Yeah.
So Egypt uses the Nile. They depend on it 90%.
What do they use it for?
Everything. There's people that bath, they wash their clothes in there.
I mean, it's not like the Moses times when they do that. Don't they have like another
No, there are people.
technological
There
usage
are
of-
people that do that. I promise you. I
But
promise you.
I don't think it's gonna affect. I mean, how much would it affect that? I don't think it will affect much. Because whenever it affects, or maybe there's the Nile is running low or something like that. I mean,
There's also like irrigation. There's farming. There's a lot of farming that would happen along the Nile River. So if they fear that the dam could actually affect, the water supply. Maybe there'll be less water, then it will affect their agriculture, which ultimately would affect their food security and so forth. And also the Nile runs through so many different countries that they have a water sharing agreement amongst themselves to ensure that each country the Nile goes through is able to utilize it. So Egypt's at the end and they're like, now you literally stopping the water. Yeah. Like, why are you doing this? And like, but we want electricity. And this is the best way for us to sustainably create electricity for all of the people that need them, because it's a massive number. 45% is.
No, I think they're gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be okay for them to do that. Actually, I don't think it's gonna interrupt the flow that much. For them to actually. But the good part about it is that it's transforming a national economy, a
Yes.
nation's economy and
Yeah.
energy independence overnight, which is an incredible thing. I'm actually happy that people are getting
Yeah,
electricity.
an amount of jobs that are also going to get created now because
Yeah.
there's people that have to go and put in the electricity. People that have to create the infrastructure for that to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man, and that's also, I mean, it moves technology forward in the country. But it's just amazing how some parts of Africa, this is still what Africa still to be, because people like to push this narrative, like, okay, fine, Africa is really not, it's actually developed. It developed. Yes, we are developed, but there's also a larger area which is also not developed, which is also a problem. But yeah, man. But shout out, just so you guys know that Lini Ngoy is actually done now. I think they haven't launched it. Yeah, it's done now. They're just putting the finishing touches. They were supposed to launch it on the 1st of September, but they failed because they said they're just putting a few touches here and there. I went to see it myself. Yeah,
Nah.
they haven't opened it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got like brick wall instead of the the tires. And apparently, when I was doing research and everything else, I spoke to one of the head of the projects there. Actually, we wanted to bring him to the show, but we couldn't bring him to the show. But he was saying that, look, man, the real reason why it took so long is not because, guys, it was stalling or there was
Corruption.
corruption. No, it was actually the infrastructure that they were putting there just to make sure that this thing won't happen again. They're putting measures in place to say, look, the healthy and safety hazards are strong, so that this won't happen again. Because a human life is
so important.
it's very important above all else. You know what I mean? For us to rush to put it back and then we don't put those safety features in place, it's not gonna make sense. Because there's also tunnels down there that we're down there and everything else that people actually are not even considering. All they saw was just nothing is happening. You want to see the road. People. And I also understand the people that they get frustrated because I also would get frustrated when. Have you driven in Johannesburg lately? Oh, right. Like you just get lost. If you were living in Johannesburg before and you came now with this here, the roads are blocked. This is blocked. Now you're trying to get to this
trying to
part.
find your way
It's
around
just-
is very irritating.
It's just a mess. I even got a ticket one point in time. I'm like, but can't you see the road is blocked? But they didn't want to listen.
That's
Story
making
for
me
another
think
day.
Joburg CBD is its emptiest in December. I think that's
It
when
is.
they should be doing their maintenance, the
And
road
fixing
fixing.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
putting up robots and
I guess.
there's so much to do there. Yes, us.